Hello, what's going on? It's Miss Ink from the Charlotte North Hills Library. I have a new story tonight. It's actually a Netflix film, but it was a book first, because it's a person first, because it's little people, big dreams. And this is about a young boy who had what I would think would be an incredibly big dream, and it's pretty amazing what happened. This is called The Boy Who Harnessed the Wind, and it's by William Kamkwamba and Brian Mealer, and pictures by Elizabeth Zuna. And the pictures are amazing too. I think you're gonna like it. In a small village in Malawi, where people had no money for lights, nightfall came quickly and hurried poor farmers to bed. But for William, the darkness was best for dreaming. He dreamed of building things and taking them apart, like the trucks with bottle cap wheels parked under his bed, and pieces of radios that he'd crack open and wonder, if I can hear the music, then where is the band? His grandpa's tales of magic also whispered in the pitch black of his room. Witch planes passed through the window while ghost dancers twirled around the room, as if 100 men were inside their bodies. At dawn in the fields, William scanned the maze rows for magical beings, then wondered as a truck rumbled past, how does its engine make it go? Pay attention where you throw that hoe, his father shouted. You'll cut off your foot. For all its power over dancers and flying things, magic could not bring the rain. Without water, the sun rose angry each morning and scorched the fields, turning the maize into dust. Without food, Malawi began to starve. Soon, William's father gathered the children and said, from now on, we eat only one meal per day. Make it last. In the evenings, they sat around the lantern and ate their handful, watching hungry people pass by like spirits along the roads. Money also disappeared with the rain. Pepani, his father said, I am sorry, you will have to drop out of school. Now William stood on the road and watched the lucky students pass, alone with the monster in his belly and the lump in his throat. For weeks he sulked under the mango tree until he remembered the library down the road, a gift from the Americans. He found science books filled with brilliant pictures. With his English dictionary close by, William put together how engines moved those big trucks and how radios pulled their music from the sky. But the greatest picture of all was a machine taller than the tallest tree with blades like a fan. A giant pinwheel? Something to catch magic? Slowly, he built the sentence, windmills can produce electricity and pump water. He closed his eyes and saw a windmill outside his house, pooling electricity from the breeze and bringing light to the dark valley. He saw the machine drawing cold water from the ground, sending it gushing through the thirsty fields, turning the maize tall and green, even when farmers' prayers for rain went unanswered. This windmill was more than a machine. It was a weapon to fight hunger. Majesty, Mokipo, he whispered, I will build electric wind. In the junkyard, pieces appeared like rusted treasures in the tall grass, a tractor fan, some pipe, and bearings and bolts that required every muscle to move. Tonga! He'd shout to the birds and spiders holding up his prize. But as William dragged his metals home, people called out, that boy is Misala, only crazy people play with trash. After many weeks, William arranged his pieces in the dirt. A broken bicycle, rusted bottle caps, and plastic pipe, even a small generator that powered a headlight on a bike. For 3 days, he bolted, banged, and tinkered while chickens squawked and dogs barked and neighbors shook their heads saying, "What is Masala doing now?" His cousin Jeffrey and best friend Gilbert soon appeared. "Muli Bawanti," they greeted. "Can we help with electric wind?" "Grab your pangas and follow me," he said, and he took them to the forest. Together they swung their sharp blades into the trunks of blue gum trees. Then they hammered them together to make the tower. Standing atop, William shouted, "Bring it up!" And while the boys tugged and heaved, a crowd gathered below and gazed at this strange machine that now leaned and wobbled like a clumsy giraffe. Some giggled, others teased, but William waited for the wind. Like always, it came. First a breeze, then a gusting gale. The tower swayed and the blades spun around. With sore hands once slowed by hunger and darkness, William connected wires to a small bulb which flickered at first, then surged as bright as the sun. "Tonga!" he shouted. "I have made electric wind." What's your, no, I know, a man yelled. "Well done!" As the doubters clapped and cheered, William knew he had just begun. Light could not fill empty bellies, but another windmill could soak the dry ground, creating food where once there was none. Majesty amifrego, electric wind can feed my country, William thought. And that was the strongest magic of all. And this is an absolutely true story, and I will put a link to it. It took place in the country of Malawi, and I thought it was pretty neat. There are many neat things in the story. First of all, that this young dude could even imagine something like that, and then do it, right? And then the other thing was he got his resources from a library, which I thought was so neat because, I know some libraries. We're a library right here. And the library was a library that Americans gave to the people in his town or village as a gift. And I remember a woman that I went to seminary with, Annie Campania, I still remember her name, and she was a missionary from Malawi. So she was in Malawi, like this dude, and she was sent here to help Americans. So we help the people of Malawi, Malawi sends people to help us. And it's cool, because it's all, you know what I'm saying? It's all around and around, because we all have different gifts and we all have different needs, And Annie was an excellent counselor and person of faith. She was a person of faith. I don't mean to get religious on here, but you know what I'm saying. So anyway, so she was a minister and a missionary, and she did that kind of good stuff. And so every community and every bit of people, they all have good things and they all have things that they need help with. And so it was cool that a library was able to help this dude, and that this dude was able to help his whole community, and that everybody in his whole community was able to help each other. It's cool. And what I'm most thankful for is the way that you helped me to want to do this, to get up in the morning, to go on these little preaching rants. I'm very sorry about that, but I hope you're having a really good day. I hope you have big dreams like William did, and I hope they all come true. So kiss your beautiful brain, kiss your loving heart, and look in the mirror and say, "Hey, good looking," because you're all good looking, just the way you are. Thank you, friends.